Tesla has made a big impact on the world of cars, not the least of which is that they're honestly pushing for electric cars to become the standard bearer for everything that cars do going forward. The Models X and Y are great examples of these cars, and in many ways they're going and innovating the market and pushing other car brands to go and make even better electric cars to challenge them. But what challenges are there for the Model Y and the Model X that are coming out? Allow us to show you. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 6. Ford Mustang Mach-E.
Changing, but the calibration of the steering system is changing, and even the sound in the interior is changing.
Let's start off with a brand that everyone knows for a variety of reasons, Ford. It's a company that is known for cars like the Mustang and trucks like the F-150 series and beyond. But they're not foolish. They're aiming to get into the electric car market, and their first attempt at that is the Ford Mustang Mach-E. Right off the bat, this is a big win for Ford because they're using a very popular model of car to bring the electric power to, versus Tesla, who have had to make their own unique models and convince people to drive it. But how does the Mach-E compare to the Model Y? Not too badly, honestly. For example, the Model Y has electric power range, meaning max trip on one battery charge of between 300 to 316 miles, which isn't too bad at all. The Mach-E has various additions to it in terms of batteries and model of car, and thus the range for them goes from about 230 miles to about 300 miles. Obviously, that's a bit of a wide range and you'd have to get the best version of the car to get the 300 miles, but being objective, that does match up with the Model Y in that respect. The EV will cost more than $40,000, but thanks to a $7,500 tax credit for the first 200,000 units, it'll become quite affordable. So all in all, for a first model of an electric car, Ford stacks up, like they usually do. Number 5. Rivian R1S. If you've never heard of Rivian, don't panic. They're honestly a startup that, not unlike Tesla, is focusing just making electric vehicles. And their first model that's coming out in 2021 is the Rivian R1S. A key thing to note here is that this isn't just a car, it's an SUV. And like the Mach-E, there are various battery options that you can select should you want options. That means that the R1S has a range between 240 miles on one charge to 410 miles on one charge. That means if you get the top model, you'll be in a ride that has a longer range than the Model Y, which is no small feat. The R1S also has really good acceleration, being able to go from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. There is a small catch to this, however. The price of the R1S is between $72,000 to $85,000 depending on the model you get, which is the Model Y that's about $52,000. Still, for a startup, they're not doing too bad with their models. Number 4. Byton M-Byte. Here's another company that you might not know about, and that's because an electric car maker from China. But the Byton M-Byte that comes in 2 variations is one that you should keep your eye on, depending on what you want. The 72 kilowatt trim comes with a rear-wheel drive system that can produce 268 horsepower, whereas the 95 kilowatt is an all-wheel drive. It generates around 402 horsepower. In terms of performance, the 95 kilowatt can touch 60 miles per hour in 5.5 seconds. The higher variant will have a top speed of 190 kilometers an hour, so that's not bad at all. Plus, the price is expected to be about $45,000, which means it's actually cheaper than the Model Y, and with the top range in the higher variant of 341 miles, it eclipses the Model Y yet again. Number 3. Volkswagen ID.4. If you know the history of the Volkswagen ID.4, you'll know that it's gone through some name changes over the years. But when it comes out, it's apparently going to make a very big splash. In fact, you could argue that this is the most anticipated non-Tesla electric car coming soon. Why is that? Well, not unlike many, they specifically designed their car to challenge Tesla and their current models. In this case, They made the ID.4 to battle the Model Y in every metric imaginable. They only have one variant known about for the ID.4, and it has a single charge range of 311 miles, which puts it right in the range of the Model Y. But the bigger thing here is price. The ID.4 is aiming to be between $35,000 and $40,000, so it's cheaper than a Tesla and has the same range as the Model Y. That's what you call serious competition. Number 2, Cadillac EV.
The year 2022, it's going to be released first in China, and it could be longer considering the pandemic and all.
Yep, it's true. Cadillac's going and making an electric vehicle, and it's slated to come out in 2023. But hey, this is a really cool ride, so allow us to break it all down for you, okay? First off, its maker. GM is aiming to have a literal fleet of electric cars by 2023, with the Cadillac EV possibly to be called the Lyriq, being the cornerstone of their brand. The range is one of the few things we know about, as it's allegedly going to have a range of about 400 miles per single charge, which would easily outlast the Model Y and X. Price is unknown, but given that it's Cadillac, we're expecting something higher up. But what will set it apart is its look. Cadillacs are luxury and good looking. The concept art for the EV looks sharp, and you can bet that people will want to try it out. Number 1, Ocean Fisker. Finally, heading to the market in 2022, more or less, is the Ocean Fisker, which is an SUV EV that is meant to be an off-road ride. All models of this electric SUV will be all-wheel drive except for the base model, which will be rear-wheel drive. Kinda curiously, the interior of the ride won't be leather seats, but all vegan materials. Make of that what you will. In terms of its range, it'll be about 250 to 300 miles, which obviously puts it close to the Tesla cars. And with a price of only about $37,000, it's something that might put a dent in Tesla sales. And there you go, everyone. Look at the various rival car companies that are wanting to dethrone the Model X and Model Y. Which of these models do you think honestly has a shot? What do you think are the true perks of getting these cars over something like Tesla, Y, or X? Or do you believe that when it comes to electric cars, Tesla honestly just has everyone beat to the punch? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.